So you get to see how many books sold, how many books were refunded, um, how many books were pre-ordered. So your dashboard is able to give you a whole bunch of history, a whole bunch of data on how the books are selling, when they're selling, even geography to show you, to let you know when, where around the world they're selling as well. Okay, and then each month about the 21st, you get a summary of what your upcoming deposits are going to be. So I just want to show you that just so you can see that it does work, it is real. Your only job is to finish the book and upload it. All right. Two things. If you haven't started your book yet, I would suggest that the first thing you start is to write a page or two that starts with why I wrote this book. Very, very important. I'm writing this book because, or I wrote this book because, and that will help keep you focused. You can actually use that for the introduction, you can use that for the summary, you can use that for the sales blurb, but it's very important, I think. I start all my books like that so I understand why I'm writing it, who I'm writing it for, what I want people to get out of it. So if you haven't started your book yet, or if you're worried about how to remain focused, how to keep the theme running consistently, then you might say something like, Jolly, I wrote this book because when I was dealing with loss in my life, I couldn't find the information I was really looking for. And then you tell a story, you know, I dealt with this loss, I dealt with this loss, and what I found was a bunch of medical terms that didn't really apply to me, I couldn't relate to. So I wrote the sort of book that I really wanted for myself, based on what I learned. That would be very important because that will help you stay on track, because you're going to come up with different ideas that you want to include in the book. But if you always remember why you wrote the book, then you remain focused, you know? You remain focused and not drift into other ideas. All right, another thing, don't worry about the sequence. When you're coming up with different ideas, don't worry about whether this is the front or the back or the middle. Just write the ideas down. Later on, you can worry about sequence and put things in order. But when an idea comes to you, don't worry about grammar, don't worry about spelling, don't worry about putting it in the right order and sequence. Just get the ideas down, save the file, and keep writing. Later, much later, you can cut and paste and copy and rearrange. All right? If you're always extending your list, you're always writing and adding more to your task list. So there's always something to do. There is no such thing as writer's block. There is no such thing as writer's block. There's always something that you can do, whether it's designing the cover, contacting PayPal. So it doesn't always have to be writing, but there's always something that you have on your task list that needs doing. Administrative stuff, sales stuff, research stuff, content stuff. So there's always something that you can be doing. All right, and then again, as I mentioned before, completion versus perfection. Strive to get this done and released rather than perfect the first time. Perfection will come later on. Okay, and then I'm just going to throw something in here that I think is important, and that is, I think that your diet and your state of health is very important to how creative you can be and how creative you are. This is my personal opinion, but I have found that I am actually more creative the less I eat. I am actually more creative in the mornings when I've come off of my fast. You might find that to be true. One thing you may not realize is that the coffee and the sodas and the meat and the pesticides and the steroids in your milk and the cheese, all of that stuff creates toxins in your system that affect your brain activity. And what I found is that when I fast, when I have nothing going through my system and my system is purging and cleansing, that's when I'm the most creative, and that's when I'm the most receptive to the ideas that are floating around in the universe. So just something to consider. I believe that one of the reasons people are more creative in the early morning is because, one, there's less obstruction in the universe, less cell phone, tower activity, but also because their mind is clearer because they've just fasted for the previous night. So just keep that in mind as something that, may figure into your life. If you can keep your system clean, keep your blood clean, keep your system free of chemicals and toxicity, then you might actually find yourself more creative and more able to tune in to the messages that the universe is trying to send you. Okay, so that's my soapbox pitch for the day. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Now I've got time. If you guys have to check out, that's cool. If there's anyone who wants to stay a few minutes more and get some a specific question answered that they don't want to answer, feel free. But I am more than happy. Let's see. I'm trying to get this screen.
I'm gonna head out, but I wanted to thank you very much for holding this virtually. It made a big difference, and it's very good information. I'm so happy to take part of it.
You're quite welcome.
I concur with Jolly-Ann. Thank you. This was a wonderful, informative seminar, webinar, workshop, whatever you want to call it, and worth more than its weight in gold. Thank you very much.
I thought it was brilliant, Walt, so thank you for your generosity.
No problem. Anytime.
I appreciate it. Also, I have to go. It's getting late here.
Yeah. Thank you for checking.
I'm going to be emailing you soon. I catch up with you about a couple of things. So thank you very much for accommodating my time zone.
No problem. Thank you. All right. So anyone can sign off, and like I said, I'll hang out for a minute or two more for anyone who is too shy to ask a question before. All right.
Walt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just so you said this is your first Zoom?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good that I got used to it, because I've been wanting to attend things, but I'm always in Guam.
Right.
So I'm hoping that this kind of overcomes a little phobia, even if you guys are regrouping or wherever you are. That
right. Well, like everyone is saying, this is the new normal, so I'll be doing more of these. I'm happy that we still have the same interactivity. So people are able to ask questions in real time during the workshop. So that's good.
no, it's a great business tool.
Yeah.
I was just going to add that and I like being able to see things clearly. Sometimes when things are up on the wall or on a screen, it can be difficult to kind of see what's being displayed. So this was really very helpful.
So this was clearer. I didn't hear the very first thing that you said. So this was clearer than
clearer to see the images than when face to face.
Face to face. Okay, cool. Excellent. Rose, if you're ready, or what I would do if it still hasn't uploaded yet. If your file, do you know how big your file is? Do you know how many megabytes your file is?
I'm not sure. I didn't check yet. Maybe later. So maybe sometime I will just email you about it, so I can start with the downloading the ebook in Amazon. Thank you very much for this great opportunity.
Okay, Lisa. Cool. Yeah, if it's still not uploading, then it might be stuck. So you may want to cancel it and just try it again.
Yes, I already canceled.
Yeah. All right. So thank you. Oh, Jude,
Yes.
I'm going to email you a link that I found for doing the MLA citations because you mentioned something about paying for it, but from what I've seen, I don't think you have to pay for anything. It's just a
Yeah.
format. It's just a format for citation, and there are certain websites that you can just input the information and it automatically spits out the citations in the right format.
Yes. Thank you.
All right,
Mr. Wong.
so I'm going to email that to you now, but it's scribbr.com, SCRIBBR.com, and they have an MLA citation generator. And
Oh,
from what I've seen, you just enter the author, the book, and whatever, and it automatically creates each citation in the format that it needs to be in. So I don't think it's
yes. Thank you.
yeah, I don't think it's anything you have to pay for. All right.
Mhm. Thank you.
No problem. So about 5 minutes, I'll email that to you.
This has helped me a lot. Thank you, Mr. Wong.
Good, no problem, Jude. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.